Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, and since we are so gosh darn close to the release of Phantasmal Flames, seriously, pre-releases starting next weekend. Not this Saturday, next Saturday, 1st of November, pre-releases start. It's time to go through our pre-order guide, buyer's guide, phrase it how you will. Yes, we did do one of these when the set was officially revealed initially. It's been a while. We know more. The set's nearly out. Time we dug into this properly now, isn't it? Now, remember the set is due for release officially on November the 14th, but that does mean that the 2 Saturdays prior to this will be your pre-release weekend, and no, it's not just Saturday, obviously. That is the 1st and 8th of November. They're your pre-release weekends, although again, your pre-release might not actually be on the Saturday. And then when we get to November the 14th, we get to the release of the set proper. And the set is a weird one. It is the second Mega Revolution set, and it is very much Mega Revolution 2. It's not introducing anything particularly new or groundbreaking, whereas Mega Revolution brought in Mega EXs and really changed everything up as a new base set, the start of a new block. Phantasmal Flames is just ticking along. But it does have Charizard and then a bunch of, special Charizard and all of that, so yeah. I showed you a video a couple of days ago telling you this is going to be a big set, so check that video out. It will be linked in the description. If you want to know all the details about exactly why this is going to be such a big set, it's all in there, and I can take my time explaining it in that video. Today, we are talking about what's coming out, and obviously we start off with Booster Box, standard. There is no enhanced Booster Box this time around. So whereas for Mega Evolution, we did have that enhanced booster box that came with the Bulbasaur promo. Not the case here. We just don't have one, I'm sorry. Or at least if there is, they're keeping it incredibly quiet. So, just a regular booster box here. But we had an enhanced booster box for several sets ago. Took a couple off and then came back, so they could come back. They're just not here now. And for what it's worth, there are 4 booster pack artworks. Charizard and Gengar are the ones you would most definitely expect. And then Heracross and Lopunny. I don't know. They've got to put somebody on there. Why not Heracross and Lopunny? And obviously, if you're going to be buying packs, that's often going to be your best shout. We do also have your booster bundle, which is just 6 packs for the price of 6 packs. 1/6 of a booster box. And generally speaking, I've said, look, for special sets, things like Black Bolt and White Flare, these are amazing because they are the best value for buying booster packs. For main sets, you can just buy booster packs. They're not as good value, but given that this set, because of the Charizard and all that, is looking like it's going to sell out at least initially, that does make me think, well, maybe we should probably take this a bit more seriously. So look out for these. If you just want to pick up some packs, do look out for booster bundles. What else do we have? We have Elite Trainer boxes. Now, in Mega Revolution, there were 2 different versions. Okay, there were 4. We'll get to that in a minute. But we had both the Lucario and the Gardevoir as regular and Pokemon Center exclusive. Not the case here. Here, we have just got ourselves one Charizard X, Mega Charizard X, although of course, as always, it does come with both regular and Pokemon Center exclusive versions. In terms of what you get in there, you've got the usual with sleeves and dice and coin and all of that good stuff. You get yourself your 9 packs and you get yourself your Charcadet promo, which is incredibly cool. The Pokemon Center exclusive, you get 2 extra packs and a second promo with the Pokemon Center stamp. Extra $10, 2 packs and a second promo. Yes, it's worth it if you can get in and get the pre-order, which I couldn't, and I'm now very sad about. And then obviously the packaging is different here, so if you're keeping a sealed collection, that is also going to be fairly important. Lovely. Now, we do have 3-pack blisters here, featuring the Weavile line. There's a Sneasel and a Weavile. And what's super weird is they essentially ran out of promos. Because these are just cards that were in the set in Japan. These aren't promos like they almost always are. And I've spoken to some friends about this, and the consensus seems to be, the most likely reason seems to be, they literally ran out of promos to use, so they're just using set cards. The Weavile is actually kind of fun, because 2 energy, 20 damage, but if this Pokemon's remaining HP is 50 or less, then you do 170 more, 190 in total. And we're going to talk about the pre-release promos at the end, but one of them is Toxtricity, which accelerates the darkness energy at the cost of 2 damage counters. So if you use 2 Toxtricity, you get 2 energy on Weavile, and you got to take 4 damage counters, which puts you to 50 HP remain. Oh! Literally perfect. And then Sneasel is also a promo. Elsewhere, we got 1-pack blisters featuring Whimsicott and Cottony, and they are, not as good. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. They're not particularly good. They're not particularly fun. I don't think they're going to be particularly playable. But if you're keeping a sealed promo collection, you're going to need it for that. That is it. That is the best I can tell you. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more. Never mind, eh? There are also your check lane blisters featuring Blaziken and Hydrapple. And these are the usual things. You get yourself 1-pack and a full evolution line. My advice here is the same as it's been for a very long time. Generally speaking, you're overpaying for a single booster pack because you get the free cards, but the free cards are just ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill cards from a previous set. So I don't recommend these, except if the Stage 2 has a different holo pattern. If it's a different holo than the set, which does sometimes happen, then it becomes a much more exciting product, and then you want to keep it for your collection. Otherwise, this is very much a, well, you know what? Maybe you should skip it kind of product. Now, those are your Phantasmal Flames products, but there is one more, which isn't strictly a Phantasmal Flames product, but I do think deserves to be in this guide, and that is the Mega Charizard EX Ultra Premium Collection. It is not technically a Phantasmal Flames product, but it is coming out on November the 14th, which is the release day of the set, and it does contain Phantasmal Flames. Now, it's 4 Phantasmal Flames, 4 Mega Evolution, 4 Destined Rivals, 4 Journey Together, 2 Surging Sparks. Excellent pack selection for each of the last 4 main sets and then 2 of the one before it. Love it. So, not technically Phantasmal Flames, but it does have an alternate art Charizard from the set. And then the other one is the alternate art of Oricorio, which would otherwise be in the set. And it's out on the same day, and it has packs of Phantasmal Flames in addition to some other sets. And I'm just saying, you add all of that together, and as far as I'm concerned, when we're talking about a Phantasmal Flames buyer's guide, this kind of needs to be included. Seems a little bit wrong to not include it. So I have included it. And there we go. And then your last product here is your Build and Battle Box. Now, when you get to pre-releases, this is actually all you're going to be able to buy, although packs are generally given away at the end of the pre-release as well. But it's also then going to be sold just as a regular product from the 14th of November. And inside, you get yourself 4 packs, a bunch of cards with which to make a deck if you're playing the pre-release, but most excitingly for a lot of people, you get your pre-release promos. Like Toxtricity, which I showed you a minute ago, and incidentally is the best. I've already done a video where I show you these and rank them, and I show you some of the other cards that are confirmed to be in the Build and Battle Box to help you make your deck at pre-releases, but this Toxtricity sees like legit play. That ability to accelerate energy is phenomenal. It sees a huge amount of play. It is the best one in here by a mile. After that, we got a Cerulege for a single energy does 220 as long as you discard 4 basic fire from your hand. It's not seeing as much play as I think people are expecting in Japan right now, but clearly potential off the charts. Zacian for 2 energy does 140 damage if your opponent's got 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. And remember that at a pre-release, your opponent starts with 4. So as soon as they take 1 prize, you're hitting the extra damage. Not phenomenal outside of a pre-release, but great in a pre-release. And as far as I'm concerned, the best art out of them is Flygon. And I'm not just saying that because it's the worst card. It genuinely is my favourite art because it's Oswaldo Cato and I think they're brilliant. but it is also the worst card. Mill 2 when you evolve into it, Mill 2 if it gets KO'd as your active Pokemon. It's not particularly good or exciting, and I don't see it being particularly good, especially in Standard. Maybe in pre-release you get it up and rolling nice and quickly, and you got 150 HP, bit of milling, and obviously when you're playing 40 card decks, not 60, the milling does mean a lot more. And 2 Energy 130 is a decent attack in pre-releases, but I think that is the best that we can say. So there we go. That's Phantasmal Flames. It's coming out soon. It's a very exciting set. And I know not all of you are going to be able to find all of these products every time you want to, but now you know what's out there, you know what to look for, and the set isn't out for, 3.5 weeks yet properly. So you've still got time to go and look for some pre-orders. But we've gotten to the point where we know every product, even down to the pre-release promos, and pre-releases are less than 2 weeks away. So this really is the time we needed to circle back and have a proper, good old, we know everything buyer's guide. But now that we have, it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Tell me what pre-orders you've managed to get in. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Ray of Light, who's been a support of ours for a long time now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.